7th August 2024 আৰু আজি আমাৰ প্ৰথমটো টপিক হ'ল Tagore বা Rabindranath Tagore's concept of education. Now, this article came in Assam Tribune newspaper editorials. And previously also in both UPSC and also APSC means there was question comparing Tagore's philosophy as well as Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy. Okay. Now, Rabindranath Tagore was born on May 7, 1861 in Calcutta to Rabindranath Tagore and Sarda Devi. He was their 15 children, and the Tagore family was very prolific, and they have various contributions towards the socio-religious movement of India. To Demisao, from their family, Rabindranath Tagore, he was the founder of the Tattvabodhini Sabha, which was founded in 1839. He took over Brahmaputra after the death of Raja Ram Mohan Rai and established Assam in Birbhum, now known as Santiniketan. Next, Rabindranath Tagore, he was a philosopher and a poet. Rabindranath Tagore, the first Indian to become the ICS in 1863. And the last one is the Rabindranath Tagore. He was a musician, a composer, and a playwright. In 1901, Tagore moved to Santiniketan and founded an ashram there. In September last year, the Santiniketan was designated as 41st World Heritage Site of India by UNESCO based on cultural criteria. In 1910, Rabindranath Tagore wrote Gitanjali, and later in 1912, he translated it into English. When he traveled to England, he shared this work with others, and it was this famous poem that earned him the Nobel Prize in 1913. For his literary contributions, he was awarded knighthood in 1915 by British monarch George V. Now, এইখিনি হ'ল আমাৰ ফেকচুৱেল ডিটেইলছ, যিখিনি আমাৰ প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয়। যদি আমি চাবলৈ যাওঁ তেখেতৰ কণ্ট্ৰিবিউশ্যন টুৱাৰ্ডছ ভেৰিয়াছ ৱৰ্কছ, লিটাৰেচাৰ ৱৰ্কছ, গীতাঞ্জলি, কাবুলিৱালা, সোণাৰতৰী, পঞ্চভূতা, গোৰা, মানসী, ময়ূৰখেলা, ৰাজা ৰাণী, বাল্মীকি প্ৰতিভা, এটচেট্ৰা. Amar Sonar Bangla, this was written to protest the Bengal partition in 1905, again important for prelims. Then Amar Rashtriya Sangit, Jana Gana Mana, it was originally written in Bengali in 1911. The first time it was sung was at the Calcutta session of Indian National Congress on 27 December 1911. Previously it was asked in UPSC prelims. In 1919 he travelled to Madnapalli and sang the song at the Besant Theosophical Society. It was here that he translated the song to English as the Morning Song of India. Now, this was asked recently, 2 years back in UPSC prelims. Banglar Mati, Banglar Joy, the soil of Bengal, the water of Bengal, the state anthem of West Bengal, and he was also a avid painter, and he painted more than 3,000 pictures. So these are some of the details which are important for from the prelims perspective. Now let's come into the main theme of the article, that is the philosophy and concept of education. So Tagore's vision of education was based on the belief that education should not be limited to acquisition of knowledge. মানে rote learning যিটো আছে সেই তেখেত তাৰ এগেইনষ্টত আছিলে, and it should include the development of whole person. According to Tagore, education should be a process of self-discovery, that a student learns to develop their potential and talents through a creative expression. Now, there are various dimensions of Tagore's philosophy on education. Basically, his education philosophy was holistic, focusing on the development of the whole person, not only the rote knowledge. He believed that the education should help students to develop physical, emotional, and intellectual capabilities. And according to Tagore, education should not be limited to classroom, and it should extend beyond it to the natural environment. Okay. Ethicsৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয়। আৰু যদি আমি চাওঁ বেলেগ ডাইমেনশ্যন, হি ৱান্টেড মাদাৰ টাং এজ এ মিডিয়াম অফ ইনষ্ট্ৰাকশ্যনছ। অ'কে, হি ষ্ট্ৰংলি অবজেক্টেড টু দ্য এডুকেশ্যন চিষ্টেম হুইচ ৰিকুৱাৰ্ড ষ্টুডেণ্টছ টু লাৰ্ণ এভৰিথিং ইন ইংলিছ। নেক্সট, হি স্পোক এবাউট ক্ৰিয়েটিভ টিচিং টেকনিক্স। অ'কে, Tagore was a poet, novelist, musician, painter, and playwright who did not believe in limiting himself to one medium. Sports and body movement, he believed schools should take care of the students' physical health in addition to their mental health. He was curious about the mental health issue. The aim of education, according to Tagore, the aim of education is again the self-realization. According to him, this realization by everyone is the goal of the education. Okay, and self-realization means realization of the universal soul in one's self. Okay, তো আমাৰ এইকেইটা হ'ল কেইটামান ডাইমেনশ্যন: মাদাৰ টাং, ক্ৰিয়েটিভ টিচিং টেকটিক্স, স্পৰ্ট এণ্ড বডি মুভমেণ্ট, এইমছ অফ এডুকেশ্যন এজ চেল্ফ ৰিয়েলাইজেশ্যন, ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে holistic and creative education. Okay, he believed in holistic approach that nurtured the creativity. Example, the 𝐕 University founded by Tagore incorporated the arts, crafts and nature in curriculum. Then freedom in learning, that means there should be no limitation. Okay, encourage students to explore their interests and passions freely without rigid structures. Then internationalism, Tagore's educational vision extended beyond national boundaries, emphasizing a global perspective. Okay, then 𝐕 attracted students and scholars from various countries. Our talk about women's education. He was a strong advocate of women's education. Now, during the national movement, again factual details for prelims. Tagore opposed the British rule and supported the Indian national movement. He protested against the partition of Bengals. In the response of Jallianwala, he renounced his knighthood. In 1940, in his Crisis of Civilization, he denounced European imperialism and civilization, and Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore had mutual respect for each other. As a mark of respect, Gandhi referred to Tagore as 𝐤𝐳। So, prelims are kind of important. Tagore bestowed the title Mahatma on Gandhi. Okay, so again, this is also important for prelims. The both had the differing ideas related to education and nationalism. তো টেগৰৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত এইখিনি বস্তু ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় যে ফ্ৰীডম, চেল্ফ ৰিয়েলাইজেশ্যন, এক্টিভ কণ্ডিশ্যন, নেচাৰেল লাৰ্নিং, মানে ক্ৰিয়েটিভ চেল্ফ এক্সপ্ৰেছন, ইণ্টাৰনেশ্যনেলিজম এটচেট্ৰা এজ চাম ফিচাৰ্ছ অফ দ্য এডুকেশ্যন. তো মেইনলি GS1 পেপাৰৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় টেগৰ্ছ কনচেপ্ট অন এডুকেশ্যন. দ্য নেক্সট টপিক ইজ ভেৰি ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণেও মেইনছৰ কাৰণেও, দ্য হেণ্ডলুম চেক্টৰ অফ আছাম. অ'কে, so in this article from Assam Tribune, different dimension of challenges for the handloom sector has been discussed. Okay, now location data yet this, for example, the handloom weaving plays a pivotal role in the socio-economic fabric of Assam, because কেনেকৈ আমি গামোচাৰ পৰা যদি ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰোঁ, তাৰ পৰা বেলেগ বেলেগ ট্ৰাইবছৰ বড়ো হওক, ৰাভা হওক, ৰাইট, তেওঁলোকৰ যিখিনি হেণ্ডিক্ৰাফ্ট আছে, হেণ্ডলুমছ আছে এটচেট্ৰা, তাৰ পৰা আমাৰ ডাইভাৰ্চিটিখিনিও আহে. Handloom is the second largest employer next to agriculture. So highest our quote say agriculture, second highest is handloom. Okay, the historically renowned sector has engaged more than 12 lakh artisans and weavers in the state out of total 31.44 lakh. They are providing livelihood, contributing to the rural economy of India. Okay, according to the 4th national handloom census, data is important, more than 10.9 or 11 lakh weavers with looms are in Assam alone out of the 25 lakhs weavers across the country. Mane India jimankhini weavers are started around 43% are from Assam. Okay, now this article has discussed various challenges regarding the handloom sector. So is ইয়াৰ ভিতৰত কি আহিব? ফাৰ্ষ্টটো হ'ল যে প্ৰটেকশ্যন. কেনেকুৱা প্ৰটেকশ্যন? There is an act called Handloom Reservation Act 1985. Okay, so center enacted the Handloom Reservation Act 1985 to safeguard the livelihoods of the rural weavers. So there are a number of loopholes. Okay, for example, in this act there is only provision of seizing the articles. Okay, আর কেনেকুৱা articles যিখিনি handloom নহয়, machine made হয়. Okay, but no mention of the penalty. So there is no punitive action. Right, so that is a first issue. So যদি আমি চাওঁ mitigation কি হ'ব পাৰে, section 6 and section 7 should be immediately amended by government to ensure the sustainability of the livelihood of weavers in Assam. Then cost of production in the sector is very high due to the cost of raw materials. So government should bring in some technological innovation in the handloom production to reduce the cost. It is difficult for a customer to ascertain if a handloom product is genuine. So ইয়াৰ কাৰণে definitely we need some testing labs. Then rising prices of different types of yarn have further increased the cost of production. So government should establish মানে এতিয়ালৈকে আসাম গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে ভেৰিয়াছ ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্টত অলৰেডি yarn banks okay establish কৰিছে. Handloom is a age-old sector, okay, but ইয়াৰে diversification আমাৰ এতিয়াও হোৱা নাই. So government should bring in some process of diversification. There is no control mechanism to regulate prices, okay, যে বহুত কম দামৰ পৰা price difference বহুত বেছি. So government should bring in some mechanism to provide minimum price to primary producers. Then traditional artisan craftsmen use services related to handloom design and card punching from various designers and service centers. Most of these are unregistered entities. So that the traditional artisans get the benefits. Designers who support the artisans should be registered one. Okay. So these are the various challenges. যিখিনি লগত in this article mitigation process কি হ'ব পাৰে সেইখিনি ডিছকাছ কৰা হৈছে, ৰাইট? So also Assam government has brought in 2017 the state handloom policy, okay, to make handloom textile sector as a sustainable source of employment for both rural and urban Assam. So এইখিনি বস্তু important আৰু the data are important for means. The next topic is regarding less than 50% of the works done in Assam model villages in 10 years. It is about the Sansad 𝐼𝐻 Yojana. Now, কি হয় সংসদ 𝐼𝐻 Yojana? It is also known as the PM Model Village Program. It's a scheme for overall development of the villages. The scheme was introduced with a motive of promoting culture of cleanliness, affirming gender equality, nurturing local self-government, etc., and promoting cultural heritage. Now, there are certain values. Ethics are kind of important, okay? Seeking to involve all the sections of society, মানে inclusive. Adherent to the principles of Antyodaya, okay? Poorest of the poor, তেওঁলোকৰ upliftment. Adherent to the principles of social justice and gender equality. Promoting cleanliness, consonance between development and environmental protection, then cultural heritage, peace and harmony, following values of fundamental rights and duties, promoting local self-governance. These are the various values under Sansad 𝐼𝐻 Yojana. Now, funding pattern, there is no separate funds. Okay. Funds from existing schemes such as PM Awas Yojana, Gram Sadak Yojana, Manrega, backward regions grant fund, etc. Are used. The member of parliament local aid allocation scheme, then revenue of the Gram Panchayat, central state finance commission's grants or corporate social responsibility funds. So these are used for funding of the Sansad 𝐼𝐻 Yojana, important for prelims. The next topic is regarding new bridges over Brahmaputra. বহুত বেছি important because এই বছৰৰ মেইনছত আহিছে ইয়াৰ ওপৰত question, right? Recently, the Inland Waterway Authority of India has given an NOC, no obstruction certificate, for the 5 road bridges currently underway over Brahmaputra river. Okay. যিহেতু Brahmaputra is a national waterway too that ferries and other vessels navigate through it, NOC is mandatory for such road cum bridges. আৰু 5খন ব্ৰিজ কি হয়? ধুবুৰী ফুলবাৰী আণ্ডাৰ মিনিষ্ট্ৰী অফ ৰোড ট্ৰান্সপৰ্ট এণ্ড হাইৱে, যোগীঘোপা পঞ্চৰত্ন, শুৱালকুছি পলাশবাৰী, ভৰলুমুক্তি নৰ্থ গুৱাহাটী আৰু যোৰহাট মাজুলী. আৰু NOC কিহৰ কাৰণে দৰকাৰ হয়? যিহেতু ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰত কি আছে? নেশ্যনেল ৱাটাৰৱে 2, ৰাইট? দ্য NOC ইজ ৰিকুৱাৰ্ড বিফৰ কনষ্ট্ৰাকশ্যন অফ দ্য ব্ৰিজেছ অভাৰ এনি নেশ্যনেল ৱাটাৰৱে, অ'কে? কিহৰ কাৰণে? ইন একৰ্ডেঞ্চ উইথ দ্য Inland Waterway Authorities of India Regulation 2006, amended in 2022. Okay. ইয়াৰ লগতে we need to know about the classes of waterway. The Inland Waterway Authority of India Regulation 2006 defines various classes of waterway, class 1 to class 7, with required depth, width, and parameters defined for each of these classes. The maximum tonnage of the vessels that can ply in the each class of waterway is also given. The regulation also required that the minimum depth or channel should normally be available for about 330 days of the year. Okay. So from here we get to know, from this article itself, we get to know about the 7 different classes of the waterways in India. The Straits of 891 of Brahmaputra from Dhubri to Sadia was declared National Waterway 2. Okay. Aru Brahmaputra River National Waterway 2 from Dhubri to Dibrugarh is classified as Class 7 waterway, and Dibrugarh Sadia is classified as Class 5 waterway as per regulation. It is done to ensure the safe plying of the self-propelled vessels. As per regulation, a minimum horizontal clearance of 100 meter between the 2 piers and a minimum vertical clearance of 10 meter required in Brahmaputra for Class 7 waterway. Okay. So different classifications, these are important for prelims. The next topic is regarding Indian economic status. The Prime Minister releases big bang numbers on Indian economy. Okay, and last Tuesday these were released on the Indian economy as part of bi-weekly Bharat newspaper. Okay, in the Namo app. Now the newsletter highlighted that India's market cap has hit a record 5.5 trillion. And there are some other highlights about Indian economy. Ki hoy? Indian MSME created over 20.5 crore jobs in 4 years, while 39% of the MSME in the country are now owned by women. Very important data. যে last 3 বছৰত more than 20 crore job create কৰিছে MSME ত, লগতে 39% of the MSME in India are owned by women. 1.4 lakhs recognized startups generating 15.5 lakh jobs. Employment in India rose by 30% to 64.33 crore in the last 6 fiscal years. Logota manufacturing sector saw an 85 lakh employment opportunity between 17-18 to 22-23. India's export grew by 5.5% to 21.2 billion, resulting in trade surplus of 300 billion. Exports are now all set to surpass 800 billion in this fiscal year. Okay, India's trade deficit has narrowed to 20.98 billion from 23 in May. Okay, about 6 crore ITRs are filed this year under the new taxation. আমি তো already job পঢ়ি discuss কৰিছো, আৰু লগতে domestic air passenger traffic rose by around 6% to 13.2 million in June. Okay, from 12 million last year. So these are certain data. The data suggests the 39% of the MSME in India are led by women. Then more than 20 crore jobs are created by MSME, etc. Important data for GST paper. Okay, also it can be important for prelims. যোৱা বছৰ আমাৰ report about question আহিছে. The next topic is regarding organ transport norms. Center issues norms for organ transportation in India. Now, as per the new SOP, standard operating procedure, in case of air transportation, airlines carrying the organs can request the air traffic controller for aircraft's priority takeoff. Also, they can request priority reservation and provisions for late check-in. Logote, the source airport will notify the destination airport to facilitate the arrival process. Or logote, flight captain may announce in the flight that human organs are being transported. Also, there is another thing, that is the green corridor at the airports. The SOP specified that airport officials should establish a green corridor and provide trolley for transporting organ box. Okay. Then sensitizing the traffic police. The SOP also emphasizes on the importance of making aware the state traffic police. Organ transportation via metro traffic control must give priority transit. The metro security staff should escort the clinical team. A metro official should accommodate the clinical team on the metro and secure the necessary area for organ box. They also added that the security hold area SHA should be notified by metro security. Okay, so these are the various SOP about organ transportation recently declared by the center. So ইয়াৰে ভিতৰত আমাৰ এয়াৰ ট্ৰাফিক কণ্ট্ৰলৰ এই যিখিনি ডমেইন আছে, লগতে গ্ৰীণ কৰিডৰ এট দ্য এয়াৰপৰ্টছ, দেন মেট্ৰ' কেনেকৈ হ'ব পাৰে, এইখিনি আমাৰ মেইনছৰ কাৰণেও ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব, ইণ্টাৰভিউৰ কাৰণেও ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব পাৰে. The next topic is regarding sucralose. কি হয়? Judicious use of sucralose as sugar substitutes helps diabetes as per recent study. Sucralose কি হয়? Sucralose is a non-calorie sweetener that can be used to lower one's intake of added sugars while still providing satisfaction from enjoying the taste of something sweet. Okay. While some other types of sweetener in this category are considered low calorie and others are no calorie, collectively they often refer to as sugar substitutes. Like other no calorie sweeteners, sucralose is intensely sweet. It is about 600 times sweeter than sugar, important for prelims. It can be used as an ingredient in any type of food and beverages. Exceptionally stable. So food and beverages stay sweet under a wide range of conditions. Production, it is made from process that begins with regular table sugar. However, sucralose is not a sugar. Trees select hydroxyl groups on the sucrose molecule are replaced within the 3 chlorine atoms. After consumption, most of consumed sucralose is not absorbed by the body and excreted unseen in the pharynx. Around 85% absorbed নহয়. Of the small amount that is absorbed, at 50%, none is broken down for energy. Therefore, sucralose does not provide any calories. All absorbed sucralose is excreted quickly in the urine. So sucralose, ইয়াৰ judicial use can helps diabetics. ইয়াৰ লগতে ইয়াৰ different benefits, low calorie হয়, then 600 times sweeter than sugar, etc., which are important for prelims. Now, in this article, powering up to get the 30 trillion economy point, 30 trillion economy prospects have been discussed. Okay, so current growth, achieving a growth rate of 7%, as India is today the fastest growing large economy in the world. Okay, avoiding pitfalls, India needs sustained rates of growth to get 30 trillion economy by 2047. Okay. Now, potential of in India's working age population, economic tool. Economic growth proves to bring down poverty and enhance standards of living. Okay. Poverty reduction, in the last 2 decades, between 1990 and 2011, India has successfully brought down poverty line to 50% to 20%. Okay. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে inequality, as per Gini coefficient in 2014 it was 0.72, now getting reduced to 0.402, that is 15% reduction in inequality. Then wealth generation, labor force challenges, female participation, etc. The middle income trap. Avoiding tariffs, the use of tariffs to protect industries often proved to raise costs and hence lessen competitiveness. So of the 101 middle income economies in 1960, only 23 of them managed to graduate to high income count status by 2018. Okay. Clusterly development model. তো যিহেতু আমাৰ ইয়াতে ইণ্ডিয়াত আমাৰ লেণ্ডৰ হোলিটো কম হয়, ৰাইট, দেন সৰু সৰু ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰি থাকে, সেইকাৰণে আমাৰ ক্লাষ্টাৰ হেল্থ বা কোঅপাৰেটিভ আমাৰ সদায় আমাৰ আউটপুট বাঢ়ে, প্ৰডাকশ্যন বাঢ়ে, ৰাইট. ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ ডেভেলপমেণ্ট টু ইউজ বেষ্ট টাৰ্মিনলজি আমাৰ offers perfect settings of industrial clusters, inclusive world-class infrastructure. Okay. তো আমি ক্লাষ্টাৰলি ধ্যান কৰিলে কি হ'ব পাৰে, আমাৰ এক্সপৰ্ট কেনেকুৱা এক্সপৰ্ট, এগ্ৰি এক্সপৰ্ট, দেন তোমাৰ মেনুফেকচাৰিং এক্সপৰ্ট, এটচেট্ৰা will increase, which will help India towards 30 trillion economy. Okay. Very, very important for next year, means প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব পাৰে, বাট ইণ্টাৰভিউৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব পাৰে. Okay. Then government initiative for achieving 30 trillion economy. One is Make in India initiative, okay, FDI, Digital India, okay, for service sector, then Skill India, Smart City Mission, Atmanirbhar Bharat, etc. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত doubling the farmers income, then Ashok Dalwai committee, these things are also important. যেনেকৈ এই বছৰ আহিলে আত্মনিৰ্ভৰ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ ওপৰত কুৱেশ্যন আহিলে, similarly 30 trillion economy is also important. Then there are some Prelims Factual, House policy for 2025, companion mask for those above 65 years. As per the new House policy, it is mandatory for those above 65 years to travel with some companion. Then President Draupadi Murmu receives Fiji's highest citizen award. Okay. So recently, the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, conferred the Companion of the Order of Fiji, the country's highest civilian award. তো এইখিনি আছিলে আমাৰ আজি কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্ছ.